to like build a world from scratch. So we don't have any formal commentators, but we do have like two perspectives for provoking the conversation. One actually, Benny, I think your perspective actually relates to the last slide that you showed, and that is a perspective from the ground. We're going to hear your, some insights from Benny Ilsenberg, who is the CEO for regulation at Metaphysics.
Not yet.
Sorry, that's important.
Yes.
How does it look, from the perspective of practice?
It looks good. Let's begin by that. It looks good, and there are a couple of companies dealing with the upcoming regulation in a proper way, and there are some that are trying to avoid the discussion. We, thanks God, we belong to the first part. We confront, we know what are the challenges, and this is what I wanted to answer to you with a lot of humility. What are our current challenges and how we do mitigate them. Just as a little introduction, my name is Benny Ilsenberg, VP of Ethics and AI Research at Metaphysics. Metaphysics is a US company. We are developing tools, technology for the entertainment business. We use deep learning technologies if you want to deepfakes. This is what we do on a daily basis, but only for the entertainment business. And the best way for you guys to know and to see what we do is to watch the not so good movie Indiana Jones and to see a Harrison Ford much younger. This is our work. This is what we do. Harrison Ford was good. The movie was bad. But what are our main challenges? And I'm heading a little department of ethics. I'm a philosopher of sciences by education and a coder, but we have also lawyers, and we have mainly developers in the ethics team that are dealing with those challenges. Meaning we don't speak about regulation, we implement good practices on a daily basis, but we still have a lot of issues. The first issue is the impact of the upcoming regulation on the AI development. What we would like to avoid here is obviously, the dying of innovation. And it's always the same old question. How do we mitigate between a strict regulation and, I would say, a very alive innovation? The balance is not easy, and the tool that we are using at Metaphysics and what I'm using on a daily basis, it's not the morality tool, it's more an ethical tool. What is ethics? It's not what is good and evil, it's what is allowed and what is forbidden in a social place. I'm here, preferring the definition of Friedrich Nietzsche that define, ethics in this way, and I'm leaving aside all what is related to morality, because obviously this is related to the doxa and cultural stuff. Since we work with celebrities, the copyright issue was the first question we had to deal with. How do we protect digital likeness? How do we make sure that one of our top investors, Tom Hanks, can create a model of his digital likeness, register it, and get paid for it? So we have developed a tool. I'm not going to market it here. This is not the right, I would say, audience, but have a look, Metaphysics Pro. And we have an API that we have developed with the Library of Congress, and every model that you are registering with us is automatically registered with the Library of Congress, and you can claim for your rights. But, and you said that, Professor Goodman, who is going to enforce that? Nobody. So it's a nice tool to have for our marketing pitch and for raising funds, but in practice, nobody will enforce that at the moment. So it's good, but not yet ready. Obviously, there are a lot of ethical considerations in what we are doing, and the main question when we speak about ethics is the following one. Because we can do something, must we do it? And this is the main question. I can take today quite a lot of data, recreate Benjamin Netanyahu speaking that the peace is coming with the Hamas, and it's going to look to you guys very true. It's going to help maybe the world. I don't know. But because I can do that, does it mean that I must do it? And the answer is clearly no. And that's why we need to start a little bit, and that's why those kind of forums are super important for us. Because again, we ask ourselves these questions every morning. Are we forced to do something because we have the technical capacity? And again, the answer is no. We spoke about balancing between innovation and regulation. This is every day, this is what we do. I mean, how do we keep developing and financing research? What we do here with Tel Aviv University and our friends, Professor Amit Bermano from the Computing Science Department, how do we keep supporting them? And while we respect and we create and contribute to the upcoming regulations. That's already not $1 million because this is not enough, but $100 million. Privacy. AI is supposed to change the world. No, it is changing the world. But changing the world by killing this fundamental basic right, which is called privacy, this is not changing the world, this is killing the world. How do we do when today most of the companies, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to be sued, there is too much lawyers here, I'm afraid. Most of the big names in the Silicon Valley are violating the law by definition every day. They are using user-generated data without consent to train their models and to make money. But again, nobody will enforce that because there is no way to define provenance, to define labeling, and to define who has done what. But every single company that you heard about today in the Silicon Valley, from the best one to the bottom ones, are using data illegally today. And this is something that we need definitely to check and to put maybe ourselves on a specific self-diet in order to make sure that we are not going to use data that was not given or sold in a consensual way. And obviously, as a company, we have liability not only from a pure legal point of view, but when you develop technology, like Smith & Wesson, they developed a gun, the first gun. They did it in purpose. They did it to be the most effective one in killing people. Do we agree on this? This is what they do. This is their business. We, as developers of AI technology, we do our best to create the best effect using our technology. But there is here an ethical liability that we don't take in consideration. What will happen when our technology will be used by people that mean no good, especially in those times of war. I'm going to end on those kind of stuff. I'm just going to use a little use case to finish my discussion with you guys. Recently, we were approached by Netflix, and they wanted us to help them with the Stranger Things series. I hope that you watched this TV show. It's an amazing one. There was a strike in Hollywood for a long time. People were beginning to film scenes with kids. And a couple of months after that, they grew up. It's impossible, not to use AI to fix the situation. And we at Metaphysics, we said, no, we are not going to use, our capacity because there is no way for us as AI practitioners to deal with children data. This is the most dangerous situation for us. We fight child abuse content online, mainly generated by AI, by participating in a lot of, I would say, initiatives, but there is no way for Metaphysics, and I'm going to end like that. We have renounced on a multi-million dollars contract because we will never touch something that is forbidden by definition from a pure ethical point of view, children data. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Benny.